this is a cool story, Ralph. So actually, interestingly, by way of my academic and professional background, I'm actually an education economist. So there was nowhere like coding or computer game development was not on the horizon. I actually spent 12 years working at the World Bank in education policy across 22 different countries in sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, and Middle East. And while I was working at the bank, one of the things I realized was that if you think about purposeful communication, right? So when you want to raise awareness about financial literacy or reproductive health or climate change or even formal education, it's very boring. Like it's like, here's a brochure, here's a workshop, now go change your behavior. And this is especially true when we're talking about the bottom billion of the world. So for me, I grew up playing games like SimCity, where I was learning about urban planning without even knowing I was learning about urban planning. So I started, contemplating this idea of leveraging low-cost mobile games for positive behavior change. And almost as like a side project, I just got together with my brother, who's my co-founder, and I said, hey, you have like a dev network, let's like put together some developers and maybe we make a few like very low cost positive behavior change games. So for instance, one of the first games we made was a mobile game on menstrual health, where you're catching pads and tampons with a pair of undies and you're busting menstrual myths. Because again, there is a huge stigma around health and around that conversation. And this game was busting that stigma and spreading awareness on these low cost mobile games. And we did that, interestingly, Ralph, as a side gig for around 6 years, right? Like we were all just we had these developers that we'd worked with. We